In a previous video about this house, I had at one time I had the gable here, so I had to change the wall type um, from full brick all the way up to the top to the stacked wall, which I showed. I've decided I want to look at having a gable over here. So if I edit the footprint, I can just click here and say don't define a slope and then finish, and now I'll have a gable there, which is good. And you can see the situation now. I have a different type of wall here. So I'm going to say, let's click on this wall and say attach top base, and you can see, if you watch the other video, you can see what the issue is. See that? It takes the top stacked portion of that wall, or the component of the stacked wall, and it takes it all the way up, and that's not what I want. So I have another YouTube Revit tutorial guy mentioned this was his warehouse, and he put it on a whole nother drawing. But I make this as my warehouse, and I have quite a few different items already here, so I can just click on those and put them in the new model. So this is part of my template that pops up. But if we go to my stacked wall section, you can look at the different stacked walls and say, well, which one do I want it to be? Well, that's it right there. So if I click on it, it's highlighted. I can come over here and I can see which one it is. And I'll simply zoom in a little bit. I'm going to grab this one. So I'll just say match properties, which that wall is right there. And then I'll come over here and I'll click on this. And that should, let's see, I got an error message here. There's a circular chain of references. Let's cancel that out. I'm not sure why that's an issue, but it's a new one. That should have changed, and usually does change right up to that. So I wonder if it has something to do with this. So we're going to detach the top base. And now let's try it again. Back to my section. This is the wall that I want because it doesn't have these pieces up here. It just is that. So I'll highlight it so that I can see it here. And I will just zoom in here, and I'm going to say match properties. Pick this wall. Then come over here to this wall. Click on it. See what happens now. Oh, interesting. Highlighted walls overlap. Okay, so that's fine. I very rarely worry about those at this point, but you can see that those kind of error messages as I work through the project to try to clean things up. If I see an issue, then I'll clean it up then, but oftentimes that issue, sometimes, somehow it resolves itself. Anyway, here we go. Now I can just say, click on this wall, attach top base, click on roof, and well, tabs too, but all right, we'll just say okay and see what happens. That's what I'm looking for. Now I have to put my rake board in there, which is easy enough to do. Architecture, roof, do the drop down of the roof and say fascia. And I know from previous experience, minus 1.5 inches for my 1.8 will put my fascia board where I want it to be. Then I have to clean up the corners there. But I think that's maybe a little bit better looking house for that. So I'm going to leave it like that. Just wanted to show the match properties and the benefit of having your warehouse over to the side. I hope that helped.